W7 national anthem time. We'll start a little bit early. I'll be right back. We'll be on the floor. We'll be right back. You're watching W7. W7 Live, just in time basketball. DSHA and Bayport, Gary Wepperman, W7. Special guest, Dakota Kreeser from Michigan. Dakota, thanks for joining us today.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Happy New Year to you, young lady.
Thank you. You too.
Should be a good one tonight. Bayport in white and DSHA in red. You played both teams, Dakota, so you'll have some good insight onto what you see on the floor from these players.
Yes. They're both very, very good teams.
Well, let's start with DSHA. You know, you guys played them at the Brookfield Central Thanksgiving Shootout, and 71-49. Unfortunately, started to bring that up again, but
it's okay.
You know, they're a really strong, obviously Division I team. You know, thoughts on what you see out of that group when you guys played them?
At first you look at them and you're like, well, they're not that big. They're not going to be that hard, but they're scrappy. They're quick. They're the most aggressive team. Yes, exactly.
Jaden O'Brien opens the scoring for DSHA. It's 2-0.
She's a very solid player.
Check out the scoreboard, kids. Look at that. Digital scoreboard today. Three-pointer. Emma Krieger for 3. Emma, not really what I would call the shooter on this team, and real quickly the sophomore comes in and nails a 3, and it's 3-2 Bayport. Go ahead, Dakota. You're talking about DSHA.
They're just very aggressive. They're very quick. They're smart. They anticipate every single pass that you're going to throw, and they're heads on to steal it.
Yeah, very athletic. Obviously, O'Brien.
Yes, very much.
A all-state athlete in track. I mean, her goal is to be in the Olympics. I mean, she is one of the most focused, ferocious competitors I've ever met. I mean, and her whole life is competition and being in shape. Three-point shot, no good. Rebound, Bayport. So what you're going to see is a lot of pressure from DSHA. They want to try to speed this game up. Bayport's going to want to try to slow it down. So it'll be interesting to see what pace we get. Swatted by O'Brien, and here come the Dashers. Shot is no good. I'm going to fix some lighting on one of my cameras here. They got like stadium-style lighting in here, so it's kind of messing with my camera a little bit. And we'll see if that addresses it. 3-2 in favor of Bayport down on the corner. So 22 to watch is Johnson, 20 McIntyre. Up and in, no basket. That's Elena Abel. So at Bayport, what's your take on Bayport, Dakota?
They're tough. They're big. I know Nagel's not playing right now, but they're a big team. They're very strong. They're very, very strong. Defending champions in D1.
And just a lot of winners on this team. I mean, athletes that know how to close games and know how to win in big game situations.
Yep. Ever since 8th grade, they've been that way. I remember playing them in my 8th grade year, and they're tough. They want to win. They don't ever let up.
It's a really special class. So as Dakota was alluding to, Emma Nagel is out today and for a while, it appears, on crutches. So she will not be playing all states, and she made the game-winning shot last year in the state finals. And beyond all that, just a really, really great kid. And, you hate seeing stuff like that. She's a heck of a soccer player. She's going to play college soccer. So we got to see what happens with her in the spring. I told her to keep in touch. Let me know how she's doing. Shot no good. Rebound, Aaliyah Garcia for DSHA. 3-2 in favor of Bayport. 15-19 to go first half. That one rims out. Rebound, Maddie Drock. Maddie's dad came over in pregame, Dakota, just to say thanks to W7 for what we're doing and broadcasting the games and stuff, and how much Maddie enjoys it and the team really enjoys it.
Yeah.
So it's really cool when you get stuff like that happen.
Yeah, as a player, this is great. We love having the following. Thank you for what you do for us, too.
Oh, you're more than welcome. We have so much fun with you guys. I always pick on Coach Garceau, so that helps, too. That helps make it fun. He's a good sport about it, too. He takes it really, really well. I know he likes to huddle, out on the floor. And so I asked him after the last game, I'm like, hey, can you huddle on the bench so we can get shots, inside the huddle? And it's not something he normally does, but he did it for us because we asked him, because he sees the big picture that's about promoting you guys and, your athletics and getting you, there. And he makes it about the players and not about him. And, as a player, you got to absolutely love that.
Yeah, he never, ever takes credit for anything.
Yep. Very humble guy. Capper for 3, Emily Capper. Quick 3 for Capper. 5-3, Dashers by 2. Thank you, Larry, our executive producer, not with us today, but watching online and giving me the thumbs up that it looks good and sounds good. And it's hard without having Larry here, but that's why I get here 3 hours early, because I need that time without him here to help me. So glad everything looks and sounds good. That's the main thing. Going to adjust my scoreboard a little bit. There we go. 5-3, 14-13 to go first half. And there's a foul on the floor. So DSHA coming in today 6-1. Only loss was to a pretty solid Germantown team. They lost out 102-72. Many times they lose 100 points on them. I mean, that's big news in girls basketball. But some big wins. They beat Muskego by 30. They beat New Berlin Eisenhower. They beat this little team up north of Grafton. I can't remember the name of it. Mishicot, is that right?
Funny.
They beat Tosa East and Menominee Falls and West Alice Hale. Leading 5-3, first half, 14 minutes to go exactly. Maddie Drock, nice feed.
Good pass, yes.
Really nice. Reagan McIntyre for 2. It is 5-5 with 13:47 to go. Good ball movement by the Dashers, really good. Capper in the lane, no good. Well, Coach Connor hooked us up with New Year's gear today at Dakota. We'd expect nothing less, right?
Nothing less, no.
Talk about somebody that supports what you guys do and just loves getting you guys airtime and really just time with us. I mean, he has been such a tremendous advocate for you guys.
He loves the hype. He loves
the whole game day experience, right?
He has like 14 daughters kind of thing.
Yeah, don't you love that? I mean,
yep.
And that's a safety thing too, right? I mean, you always feel safe with him, and he's looking out for you guys and taking care of you. That's such a great thing. I love coaches like that. Aaliyah Garcia for 3. I'm already covered in glitter, Dakota.
That's Connor's fault.
Basketball, I didn't see who made that one. 9-8.
Number 32.
32, that is Catherine Kitzlar. She's a presence inside. She really is. She's a junior, 6-foot junior. Running jump shot, in and good. Capper, well, you got to say the pace so far favors DSHA. This is what they want. They want to run on these guys.
Slow is not in their vocabulary.
No. Full court pressure, and we're going to have a foul. Substitution coming in. Mackenzie Johnson back in. 10-9. There's a foul on Bayport. In and good. Jaden O'Brien for 2. That's 4 for Jaden. 12-9. All the way in and foul. Boy, nice job by Johnson. So Mackenzie's grandpa came over before the game too. He said, keep an eye on 22 today. He said, she's made 33s already this year.
Oh, my.
Which, I mean, that's pretty impressive.
Very.
And he knew that right off the bat. I said, well, Coach Coleman doesn't publish her stats, so I didn't know that. He said, well, it's 30. He said, you can feel free to tell your viewers that. I'm like, yes, sir, will do. Mackenzie hits the first one. It is 12-10 with 12:19 left. Anna Miskey in for DSHA. Second one, also good. Nice job by Mackenzie, nailing both. It's 12-11 with 12:18 to go. What do you guys like, Dakota, from a pace standpoint? What do you guys prefer to do as far as offensively? I mean, do you like to get in transition and run?
Oh, if we get the ball and we push it up the floor, that's where we get a lot of our points, I think. But there's certain times of the game where we just have to pull it out, slow it down.
Uh-oh. Kitzlar holding a knee. I always am terrified when I see that. She's going to have to come out. Catherine Kitzlar, the 6-foot junior center. We were just talking about her. She'll come out. McIntyre back in. And, boy, if she can't come back, they're really starting to get in trouble depth-wise because you got no Nagel, you got no Kitzlar. I mean, the only other ones with significant playing time would be Kyla Hendricks, the freshman. Molly Krieger's played some. And then it gets a little dicey.
Pretty deep.
DSHA will go 8-9 deep. Shot no good, and rebound Dashers. Boy, if you could ask Coach Coleman what you don't want in the first 10 minutes, it's happening as far as a player going down. And, again, this pace is probably not one that she'd prefer. Top of the key, that's 15. Jarecki. Garcia thought about a 3, didn't take it. Cross-court pass. Riley Honkamp. Boy, did we have fun with Riley Honkamp the last 2 days from DSHA. I'll tell more about that in a minute. Shot no good. Rebound, Bayport. Pass ahead, middle of the floor. Krieger to Johnson. McKenzie got it. Three-pointer, Mackenzie Johnson.
That's 31.
31, right on. When we get a first time out, we'll put the camera on us so you can see the good-looking one of the pair here. And here's a hint. It ain't me. 14-12 in favor of the Dashers. Or in favor of Bayport with 10:52 to go. That shot is no good. Rebound Pirates. So you can see they're going to slow it down here. They want to try to run their pace offense. And, of course, I say that, and they go flying in the lane. Abel, no good. Drock on the rebound. She's fouled. Maddie will go to the line for 2. Or not.
That was a travel, I think.
Don't know about that. Not that I would ever doubt an official, but I don't know about that one. Have you ever got a T, Dakota?
Maybe in
That's a yes.
in middle school, maybe?
In middle school, huh? Three-point shot is no good. Rebound, Bayport.
Coach Garceau is probably a little bit more prone to that than us.
You know what? I could see that. McIntyre being guarded by 14. That's Jackie Jarris. Shot no good. Maddie Drock, she is fouled this time. She'll go to the line for 2. Foul should be on Bella Hushett, I believe. Or Emily Capper, 25. 2 free throws for Drock. So we actually came up with DSHA yesterday. They kind of made it a little 2-day event. They did a tour of Lambeau Field. They did dinner last night. And so we went on the private tour of Lambeau Field, which was amazing. And Riley Honkamp for DSHA wanted to do a Lambeau leap, but they wouldn't let her because of liability reasons. And so she was kind of disappointed. And she said, well, here, try to get me in midair. 3-point shot in and good. 22, that's Anna Miskey. And so I got a photo of her in midair with the field behind her, and I tell you what, that looked better than any Lambeau leap. She's an amazing athlete, but we really had fun with that. And it was a great event. We had a lot of fun with the Dashers the last few days. Which again, you know us, Dakota. I mean, we're not about X's and O's and rebounds per game. I mean, we're about just being with the kids and having fun with them.
Yeah, exactly.
Running shot, no good. Outlet pass. Nice job, in and good. Lauren DeStefanis for 2. Timeout. DSHA or Bayport. So let's get the. I'm going to put it more towards you than me, just because you'll dress the thing up a little bit. So there she is. So right there. So Dakota, senior this year, what's that like as far as, as you kind of go through the season this year? I mean, a lot of laughs, but, a lot of great memories too.
Yeah, definitely. There's a lot of great things happening, but then you get to a point where you realize that, oh, I'm never going to play them again, or this is my last time seeing that player, or being on the floor with some of these kids, and it's just whoa.
Takes on a whole different significance, doesn't it? Goals that you guys have this year for Mishicot? I mean, I have a pretty good idea, but I mean, what do you guys want to do this year?
Well, like I said earlier in the year, we want to make a statement. We're already putting in work for Howard's Grove next 2 weeks. 2 weeks? Yeah, a week from today, and they're kind of our main priority.
Yeah,
right now.
For sure. So I mean, goal obviously to win conference. I mean, that's always the first goal, and then
definitely.
From there, be positioned to go deep in the postseason. But
definitely
always take care of business at home first. Yeah. That's the first thing. 3-point shot, Johnson, no good. Offensive rebound for Bayport. That shot in and good.
Maddie's a very strong post player. She gets it in there, and she's not going to kick it out unless she has to.
She definitely is very, very strong. 18-17. Another lead change as Bayport regains the lead. 8:44 to go first half, and there's a foul. That's going to be on McIntyre. That's her first. Just the second team foul. Get my scoreboard back up here. There we go. 18-17, Bayport, 8:32 to go first half. And here's a steal. Here's Johnson, picks up her dribble to Krieger. Mackenzie Johnson again. Now Elena Abel into the lane, and we're going to have a foul. That's, I believe, on O'Brien. What do you think of Jaden playing her on the floor, number 30 for DSHA?
She's quick. She was a girl we like game plan for the most.
Oh, for
we
sure.
Played them for sure. We kind of Desiree Kleiman is like our star defender here for us. She shut her down pretty well. I'm not gonna lie. She didn't have the best game
that's
against
saying
us,
something to be able to do that.
Yeah.
I mean, she and like I said, she's a world-class athlete. I mean,
she is.
Just
She's
is.
very good. Today she's making a statement. That's for sure.
18-17 Pirates by 1. 8:08 to go. This is Bayport and DSHA New Year's Eve basketball on W7. Only 2 games in Wisconsin today in girls high school basketball. Actually, only 1 in the state. Beaver Dam is also playing. They're playing at Farmington, Minnesota. So we get the center stage, Dakota. We're the only girls basketball game in the state of Wisconsin being played today. 7:46 to go. 18-17 Bayport by 1. Nice pass inside. Abel got it. Boy, really nice feed by McIntyre. An assist. Hear him calling out the assist. That's nice. Good job. First 2 for Abel. Aaliyah Garcia back in for DSHA. So funny story, our producer who's not here today again texted me last night around 9:30 saying, is Garcia not playing tomorrow? And I said, well, that's news to me. And he said, well, I've been watching all your posts today, and you've done a lot of pictures, and I haven't seen her in any of them. Is she not playing? I'm like, yes, she's playing. So I actually had to have her do a video saying, I'm playing today, and sent it to him last night. Shot, no, good defense. Hush it to Garcia. Pull up 3, Jarecki, no good. Or Jarris, beg your pardon. Nope, I was right. That was Jarecki. Jarecki 15. McIntyre, 2-on-1, feeds to Drock. And 1, Maddie Drock. Boy, either foul him or let him have the hoop, huh? You don't want to do both.
Yeah. That's the one thing Bayport has over DSHA is the size.
Yes, for sure. Size and just, I think DSHA wins athleticism, but yeah, as far as size goes, that's no question. Second foul on Capper. 22-17, free throw in and good for Drock. Coach Satiros from West Dallas Hale checking in with us. Good to hear from you, Coach. Happy New Year to you and Sue and the kids, and of course all of our Hale varsity girls. Happy New Year, ladies, to the Huskies. Looking forward to seeing you all in 2020. Had a nice chat. We're going back and forth with Natalia Laguzzi-Man last night, alumni, and she was going to come up and do a game with us at Watertown, but she had to come all the way from lacrosse because she's playing at lacrosse. So I said, hey, let's figure something out because I'd love to get her back on again. She was our first player ever to do a broadcast with us. Emma Krieger for 2. Boy, is she playing really well in this first half. 7 points for Krieger. Into the lane and in for 2. Emily Capper. Was it Capper? Did I get that right? Defense and foul on 14. That's Jarris. So we asked the players yesterday, Dakota, and I'm going to ask you this question for you guys too. We asked them yesterday, if we had to mic up one player, who would be the funniest to mic up? And it was a tie between Mia Jensen, who is number 11, and Jackie Jarris, who's number 14. Now, they said with Jackie, you may want to have not really a bleep button handy, but it may be some anger there because she gets pretty intense. Now, so if we're looking at Mishicot and we had to pick a player that we'd want to mic up to listen to during a game, who would that be from Mishicot?
Oh, we definitely need a bleep button for some of us.
You're honest. I love that.
Honestly, probably Abby Garceau.
Yeah, I can see that.
She takes a lot of the heat, so like hearing something that she might say back or just hearing her frustrations would probably get the most out of everybody.
Katie Coleman, head coach at Bayport, great friend of W7. She's been such a huge advocate for us and has really let us get access to the program, to the girls. And, I'll tell you, Dakota, I mean, without coaches like Katie, without Coach Garceau, without Coach Hendricks, and so many others, we don't do what we do because to just show the game is just not what we're about, and it's not, girls are relationship-based people, right? I mean,
Definitely.
they just are. And, they want to be known. They don't just want to be known for what they do on the court. They want to be known for who they are as people.
Definitely,
and so
definitely.
when we can get in close and personal with them and show them on the camera and be able to talk about them individually outside of basketball, to me, that's where what we do really makes a difference. And not to
Yes,
brag, I'm
of
just saying
course.
that's been our mission since day one. And if we don't have coaches that support that, then we can't do it. And so, therefore, to me, it wouldn't even make sense to do it.
Yeah.
So we do it because our coaches let us do it.
Yep. Coaches that support everything outside of basketball as well as your
Definitely.
basketball career. Those are the best ones to have.
For sure. Nice shot by Jonathan Bush. He's got a really nice soft touch.
Mm-hmm.
It's a 7-point lead for Bayport, 26-19. It's a 9-0 run now for the Pirates. And there's a steal. Turnover starting to pile up on DSHA. Bayport number 1 in the state in the latest coaches poll by WIS Sports in Division 1. DSHA number 8. They were as high as 5 until they lost to Germantown, which they're a pretty good team. 26-19, 5:32 to go. I'm sure I got some Germantown kids on watching today, ladies. Happy New Year to all of you. Natalie McNeil, KK Arnold, Jalen Acker, Amber Ishii, Miranda Dorsey, all you guys. Can't wait to see you guys after the first of the year. We haven't done a game with them yet. I'm so excited to see them. 26-19, 5-11 and counting. Open look, 3 is no good.
Kitzlar's back in.
Yeah, Kistler back. That's really good to see. Boy, I love. That's really, really good to see. 5:04 to go. Out of bounds is DSHA ball. I thought maybe over the back they were going to call it, but no such. What's it like banging inside Dakota? Do you enjoy doing that? Is that something you like to do? You like the physical element of it and the rebounding underneath? I mean, is that something you like to do?
I love the physicality. I'm not a huge rebounder, I guess. My job is to box out, and I let my other teammates, I have very athletic teammates, they could let them release for the ball most of the time, but physical is my game. That's for sure.
That's what you like.
Yep. I'm not real quick, so.
I'll tell you what, Dakota may be the most honest player we've ever had on here because most of them say, "Oh, I'm really fast. I'm a really great shooter.
I'm really not, and I'm going to be
I'm really
completely
good at
honest
what I
about
do."
that.
What are you doing next year, Dakota? Do you know yet?
Yes. Next year I am going to the University of North Dakota to study nursing.
Nice. No more sports, though, huh?
Nope.
So this is it for you. Do you do anything in the spring?
I do not.
So basketball is it.
This
then
is
you're done,
yeah.
huh? Takes on even more importance, doesn't it?
Exactly.
Good defense by Jarris, 14. Turnover. Here come the Dashers, trailing by 7, 26-19. Aaliyah Garcia for 3. 6 for Garcia. I'll tell you what, Bayport is okay with this pace, I think. I thought they would try for a slower pace. They want to run with these guys. Garcia, dish off, inside, and that's a charge. Lauren DeStefanis on the charge. 26-22. When do you guys play again? Do you play this week yet? Do you play Friday?
Yeah, we play Friday at Hilbert.
But the big game coming up is next week with HG, right?
Yep.
What day? Is that Tuesday next week?
Yeah, next Tuesday. And we're doing the softball sportsmanship award.
So what's
thing.
that?
Our softball team went to state this past spring.
Yes.
So, and our team won the sportsmanship award. So
nice.
Yep. And they took second. So we're really proud of that. So
absolutely.
They're doing I don't know what you call it, the honor that into our school thing during halftime.
Nice.
So
very nice.
We're hoping to draw a big crowd.
Congratulations. It's well deserved, and I can definitely see why you guys would win it. We've had such a great experience with your fans and parents. It's been just fantastic. Timeout, Bayport, 26-22. We'll take it with them. 3:36 to go. You are watching New Year's Eve girls basketball on W7. We'll be right back.
A Coke and a smile, turns on the sun, makes me feel good. So refreshing, makes me
W7 back live, 26-22. Bayport leading DSHA, 3:36 to go first half. This will be our last game until January 3rd, this Friday, when we're at Waukesha North for Mukwonago and Waukesha North. It'll be our third game with Mukwonago in a week. They're going to get tired of me by the end of this. Coach Connor was posted something earlier this year after we did your guys' game against St. Mary's. He said, we've had 5 games and W7's done 3 of them. Maybe we're the home school this year. Inbound underneath. Up top to Johnson. She'll take the 3. No good. But great box out by Jackie Jarris. Really, really nice. Pass ahead, O'Brien. DeStefanis inside. That's going to be a travel. Yeah, that's a good call. Bella Hushett. So here's that full court press again. You guys do a lot of press, don't you?
We've definitely implemented it this year, that's for sure. That's something we've been working on.
So of course the goal is to try to turn the ball carrier and then look for a chance to pick a pass if you can, or get them locked in a corner.
That's definitely what DSHA does best.
Yeah, they're very good on the press, and that's part of that athleticism that they have.
Yep.
Elena Abel to the line for 2. First one in and good for Abel. Second one also good. 28-22, Bayport by 6 with 2:55 left in the first half, and there's a turnover. Boy, you got to make good passes here. Into the lane, Krieger, no good. Rebound, Jarris. So we've got a few coaches, Dakota, that are really, really good friends with us and close to what we do, and they'll often text me what their perception is, what they're seeing. So I always try to look for that. And so Coach Sotiros from West Allis Hills has texted in to me and said, "Hey, really good game for DSHA. They got to work on their half-court offense to make a run and then be able to challenge Germantown and Brookfield Central, who's going to be able to break that press." So I mean, they've really got to work on this half-court press because they're going to play some teams that are going to be pretty good at getting around it. There's that pressure again, past half court. Here comes the Pirates. Nice feed to Abel, really nice pass. I believe that was McIntyre on the pass to Abel, so Elena will go to the line for 2. Garcia is out on an injury. Here's a look at Coach Hendricks.
Johnson checking back in for the Pirates and checking in for the Dashers, number 22,
Anna Miskey comes in for DSHA. Free throw in and good for Abel.
Looking at the foul count, if Bayport keeps making these free throws.
Yeah, 10 fouls already for DSHA and just 3 for Bayport. So yeah, it's double bonus the rest of the way now. Shot no good. So another one of our friends, Coach Liebel, also on for Brookfield Central. And again, those two are probably the two closest to us because they've been there since the very, very beginning. So she says, nice that Coach Sotiros is making comments even though he's not at the game. Happy New Year, Mal, George. Thank you guys for everything. You guys are the absolute world's best. Shot no good. Rebound, Jackie Jarris. 29-25 with 1:41 to go in this first half. Skip pass. I'll tell you what, Bayport's done a nice job of stopping this penetration, which DSHA really likes to do.
Yep.
And there's a foul. And Coach Soteros just brought up another very good point, and I would agree with him 1,000,000% on this. You can really tell, and I'd like to see what you guys do with this too, Dakota, but you can really tell that Bayport has a very strong lifting and conditioning program, that they lift weights, that they work on strength, and that shows on the floor. You can see that. They really buy into the conditioning and strength program.
Yeah, they definitely do. I just remember playing them and just knowing, like, this is going to hurt when she comes and cuts in.
Jaden O'Brien with her first 3 of the year. 32-28 with 40 seconds to go in the first half. That's out of bounds. It's going to stay with Bayport. Yeah, Coach, I agree. Just the conditioning is, the strength is so obvious. They're so strong. Maddie Drock is an example. What do you guys do, Dakota, at Michigan, as far as, strength training, weightlifting? Do you guys do that in the offseason or even during the season?
We used to do it a lot more. Our main strength and conditioning coach left, so
that's tough. Especially in a small school, it's tough because it's hard to find people to do that, qualified folks to be able to. It's really a skill, and the schools I look at that are really, really good. The Bayport is definitely one. Kimberly is another, and Muskego is really excellent. Muskego is excellent with strength and conditioning, just outstanding. It's a huge focus for them.
Yeah, we do have programs and stuff, and our athletic trainer, he's great with injury prevention, strengthening all the your knees and your ankles and your IT bands and stuff. But yeah, it definitely isn't what it used to be.
Well, young players, and Coach said it right. Young players, get in the weight room and lift and get strong. You don't have to have. It's not about huge muscles. Shot at the buzzer, in and good by O'Brien. It's halftime, 34-30. She's fouled. She'll go to the line for one also. So Jaden will chance to complete a 3. Coach Hendricks gave the fist pump there on that one. He was pretty fired up.
That's a good play.
Oh, there's a good look at Jaden O'Brien. She'll get one shot and no good. Halftime at Bayport, and it's living up to billing. Your halftime score is Bayport 34, DSHA 30. We're going to take a break. So Dakota, I'm hearing more Dakota, less Gary on the broadcast. So you're going to have to step it up for the second half. Our people want to hear more from you. So it's halftime at Bayport. You're watching W7. Happy New Year. We'll be back.
Husky's in our way! Get after him! Let's go! 1, 2, 3, Husky!
W7 Live, we are back. Dakota I was going to say it again.
Creaser.
I want to say Creaser, but part of me wants to say Kreiser. But
It's okay. Everybody says it differently.
Well, I know, but I want to say it correctly. That's the difference.
Yep.
So Dakota Kreiser from Michigan joining us as our guest analyst today. Thoughts on first half, Dakota?
I didn't know what to expect coming in here. They're both really good teams, but they're both very different. So I thought it was a good half. DSHA has to stay out of foul trouble. O'Brien already has 3, so that might cause them to fall a little behind. But I think it's anybody's game at this point.
Pace-wise, I mean, I thought at the beginning we're going to have to figure out who's going to dictate pace, but I think both teams are playing at a pace. I think DSHA would like to play a little faster, but I think they're both playing at a pace that's comfortable.
Yep, definitely.
Well, here we go. Second half, 34-30 in favor of Bayport. Let me get the scoreboard back up for y'all. There we go. Coach Liebel likes it when I use my southern accent on the scoreboard, so that's kind of I do that for her. She enjoys my southern accent. 34-30 in favor of Bayport. And there's a steal by Emma Krieger. Got it. Krieger for 2.
She's playing very good.
Yeah, she has had a really excellent game. I'll tell you what, this game's buzzing along. It's 1:30 already in the second half.
Yeah, it started early. I came and I was like, oh, goodness.
Yeah.
I'm going to be late.
Well, they said, if the JV game finished early, they wanted to start early and let everybody get on with their New Year's plans, whatever those are. My New Year's plans are right here. And then I go home. 36-30. Bayport by 6. That shot is no good. Oh, wow. Drock and O'Brien almost had a throwdown there.
That was an aggressive jump ball.
I like Jaden and she's strong, but I would not take on Maddie Drock. I mean, I would, Maddie's one of those kids. If I'm in a dark alley, I want Maddie beside me. Pass out front. I didn't hear the winning ticket number on the 50-50.
Oh,
I'll have to find out what that is. I don't know if I probably didn't win, but you never know. I rarely win stuff like this. The kids came over, so of course, when the girls come over selling tickets, what am I going to? It's like Girl Scouts selling cookies. What am I going to say? No. 36-32, or beg your pardon, 38-30 now, 8-point lead. So DSHA's got to be careful because this thing gets 14, 16 points. It can happen really quickly.
Yeah.
And then you're trying to play catch up the rest of the way, which is tough.
Especially if they're both comfortable playing at this quick speed.
Right. 38-30. Jarecki picks up her dribble. Jarris from the elbow. No good. That's a nice shot. And I've talked about this a few times, Dakota. It seems like what I've seen a lot this year is kids think they have to get right directly onto the basket to be able to take a shot. When you can take that nice little 8-10 foot jump shot, that's a high percentage shot and very makeable. You get into the lane like that with 3 other people trying to bulldoze your way in, odds are either it's going to be a turnover or, it's going to be taken away. I mean, that's just, the odds go down on that.
Yep, that 4 feet of space.
It's huge, yep.
Yep.
Absolutely.
It's the difference between 1 person on you and 4 people on you.
For sure. Maddie Drock at the line, first one in and good. Maddie's going to Michigan Tech next year for basketball and for engineering. I'll tell you what, Dakota, I hear a lot from people that aren't close to what we do. Like, kids kids these days are not, what they were. I'm like, you know what? These kids are so, the intelligence level is so amazing. How much you guys take in, how much information you take in, how much you have to learn. I was with the BC kid, Brookfield Central, during volleyball, and one of them was showing me they had this card full of all this medical terminology, 500 cards. It is a medical terminology class, and she's a junior in high school. I'm like, that's college level stuff. I mean, this whole baloney of, they don't know what you guys are super smart.
The opportunities you get too.
Yes, for sure.
I think I'm going to end up graduating with 22 college credits.
Good gracious, good for you.
Yeah. It's just all these opportunities. We may not be the same as the generations before us, but we because of these opportunities, it's that's why it's so different, I think.
Well, I think information is so much more available to you if you want it, and
I
think if you want to
is.
succeed, the opportunities are definitely, like you said, they're definitely there. You just have to go pick them up, and you have to go chase them. They're not going to come to you. Free throw in a good, biggest lead of the night for Bayport, 40-30 with 15:49 to go. Now, the good news for DSHA is, they can score quickly and cut that really fast, but the bad news is Bayport plays pretty darn good defense.
Yes.
Krieger hits them both. Boy, has Emma Krieger had a game. 41-30, 11-point lead now for Bayport. Up top, Garcia. Driving all the way in, no good. Rebound, Emma Krieger again.
Garcia was the star of DSHA when we played them in November.
She's very streaky. Drock and the foul. So this is what I said, it can become 13, 14, 16 quick. Now 13, 43-30. And, no Emma Nagel, by the way, playing tonight. Drock nails the free throw, 44-30, 14-point lead, biggest of the night for the Pirates. Out of bounds. Another turnover. Coach Hendricks wants a timeout. That's a good idea. It's 44-30 in favor of Bayport. We'll take it with them. You're watching W7.
I'm Avery Poole and I'm a sophomore.
Avery, who is your funniest teammate?
JD.
Why?
She makes weird jokes.
Avery Poole, everyone's been talking about it. It's vegetables. Do you eat any vegetables?
No.
Now tell me this. Is there a least favorite vegetable that you have? Now wait, Avery Poole, rather than telling us what that least favorite vegetable is, can you show us what it is by making a shape?
Peas.
No, you
W7, we are back 44-30, 15-15. We were talking during the break, and Dakota, I'd like you just to talk about that, the importance of coming out after halftime.
Yeah, we talk about it as a team all the time. You have to come out in the beginning of the game and like the second half. Whoever dictates the first 2 minutes of the game, like that's who has the advantage, and that's who's going to keep the advantage. Like we said, Bayport went on a 10-0 run in the past 3 minutes. 12-0 run now.
12-0 run now for the Pirates, 46-30. So here's the downside of riding the bus with one of the teams. If they lose, it's not as fun.
Yeah.
So
it's not gonna be as fun as
especially when you
coming down
got a 2-hour drive home.
Yeah.
Maybe Coach Connor will let me hitch a ride. 46-30, 16-point lead, 14:35 remaining in the second half. Boy, they're so solid, aren't they, Dakota, this Bayport team?
Yes, they are.
And just very, the word that comes to mind is that they're very sound fundamentally. There was a turnover there, but they don't make a ton of mistakes. They just, play their game and expect you to make mistakes, help you make mistakes, and then capitalize on them.
Exactly. That's what every team wants.
Yeah, for sure. Kitzlar on the foul.
At the line, shooting 3 for the Dashers is number 15, Alexa Jarecki.
3 free throws for Jarecki. First one is no good. DSHA has not yet scored in the second half. It's 46-30.
Hopefully that can be their pick-me-up.
I'm adjusting our main camera from here. It's freaking the kids out running the camera for me. They don't know I can move the camera from here. 46-31 with 14:07 to go. And now if you're Bayport now, so you know this, Dakota, I mean, now it's not a huge hurry. Now it's just like that. If the opportunity's there, you take it, but you're not going to force low percentage shots.
Yeah, you don't want to settle for something that you don't need.
On the other side, DSHA comes down and shoots the first thing available. You can't do that either.
Yep. You have to look for the best shot.
Biggest lead of the night for the Pirates, 48-31. 17-point lead with 13:40 to go. Boy, nice feed of the Kitzlar. So Kyla Hendricks in the game now, number 1. So I need your opinion, Dakota, as a young woman here. I think Kyla Hendricks' shoes are like super dope. Am I wrong? Am I right? The number 1.
I think they're okay.
You think they're okay? I think they're
white.
dope. Huh? You stick to white, huh? They almost look like hiking shoes almost.
A little bit.
I think it's kind of cool. I think it's very unique.
I'm a very big fan of Giannis's MVP shoes.
Nice. Very nice. Better watch out, Dakota. People are going to want you to come back for more games.
I mean, I'm down.
50-31. Dakota Kreeser from Michigan, our special guest analyst today. Thanks to Dakota for coming over to do the game, and her mom for coming over with you. We'll get Mom over here later. She doesn't know that yet, but it's coming.
She's not going to like that.
There's a steal up and in for 2, Reagan McIntyre. It's a 21-point lead for the Pirates, 52-31. All the way off the glass, no good. Foul. It's 18-1 in the second half, Dakota, in favor of Bayport.
Yeah, they need these free throws. They have the right idea going in. Their penetration is what's going to get them on the line or get them points on the board.
Got to do something to break momentum here. First free throw, no good. Boy, especially with the clock stopped, you really got to score. 21-point lead for Bayport, 52-31, their biggest of the night. Second one in and good, 52-32. And timeout, Bayport. So let's talk. We'll keep it here. We're gonna look inside the Bayport huddle. There's Emma Nagel, by the way. We showed her in pregame also. You know, here's the thing I love about Emma Nagel, and Dakota, you can totally relate to this. You know, she's hurt. You know, she didn't play Saturday night. We did the game Saturday night. She didn't play, but every time something good happened for Bayport, she was the first one off the bench. First one every time. And I kind of look at that. I always look to see, you know, who are the kids that are really supportive. And it was genuine. It was real. She is the consummate team player.
Yes, of course.
And, you know, how great is it for you know, your reserve players? Like, you guys win a lot of games by pretty healthy margin in your conference. So when you guys go out, what does it mean to your reserve players when they hear the starters, you know, on the bench, engaged in the game and cheering for them?
I think they love it. We love to do it too. I think that our starters, like our first 6 or 7, for the most part, we're pretty hype, I guess.
Yeah.
So we love to like make that, like have them feel that too. So we obviously want that in return. So we try and do it when they go in. And we think it's really exciting. Like, as a freshman, I played kind of a lot, and I loved that. I loved hearing my student section and all my friends chanting, "She's a freshman." Like,
yeah,
and
that's
I love
really
that.
good.
And I think all my teammates deserve that too. They all work hard. They work just as hard as I do.
Great answer and great attitude. And Emma's the same way. She's all about the team. It's never about her. In fact, you know, we did some things, you know, for her during the postseason. I can tell she was a little embarrassed by it, like, you know, because she doesn't want the spotlight on her. She wants it on, you know, the group, on the team, and not on any individual, including herself, which, you know, pretty unselfish thing to do for, you know, 17, 18-year-old kid.
Yep.
And, you know, you guys are the same way. I mean, Desiree is the same way. I mean, you guys, you know,
Yes,
it's all about the
exactly.
team. It's not about any individual.
I was just gonna bring her up. Yeah, her sophomore year, she tore her ACL in our last game, but like the whole summer, everything into that, she was 100% in it to make sure that she came back and that the team knew she was still there for everybody.
So important to stay engaged and you know, it's a chance, you know, as a starter to serve your teammates, right?
Yep.
As opposed to being served.
Definitely.
That's a travel on Abel. Good call. 52-32, 12:21 remaining. Tough second half for the Dashers. Outscored so far 18-2. It was 34-30 at the break. And I'll tell you what, this is why, you know, Katie Coleman is an elite coach in this state. She understands the game so well and is able to make adjustments at halftime that put her team in position to succeed. And it's no accident that they won state last year. Yes, they have great athletes. Yes, they have great players. And again, Coach Coleman will be the first person to say it's not about me, it's all about the players. And, you know, I agree, but, you know, she does such a fantastic job as a head coach.
Yep, you can tell that just by looking at her girls.
Yes. It's a 20-point lead for the Pirates, 52-32 with 11:52 to go. It's been all Bayport in the second half. Bayport coming in number 1, DSHA number 8. Shot is no good. Rebound, Dashers, open look 3, short, way short. That was Jarecki, and again, rebound, Bayport. I would ask you this, Dakota, but you know, you guys rarely lose. But you know, in a position like this, I mean, what's the mentality like when you're down, you know, big like this? I mean, what goes through your mind? What are you trying to do?
I think a lot of times, like, we're down a lot in games. I like admit that strongly. Like we come out a lot of the time on top, but we always have the mentality to like slow down and take the shot that we're comfortable with. Like, don't play out of your barrier. So like me going out and shooting a 3 versus Abby shooting a 3, like it's completely different.
Sure. So that totally makes sense. I mean, stay within your games. You know, stay true to what you are.
Yep.
Right.
And then another part of it is watching our fouls too. I said it before, but like DSHA needs to watch their fouls. Again, it's 2-6 right now.
Yep, 16 fouls on the Dashers, only 2 on the Pirates in the second half, 52-32. So a great example would be that Oostburg game that we did a couple weeks ago. And, You know, boy, I'll tell you what, I was really impressed with Oostburg. I thought they played exceptionally well.
Oh, we were too.
I mean, they came in, they were ready to go. And, you know, they gave you guys all you wanted and more. But at the same time, at the end, I mean, I could almost feel like the last 3 minutes, it's almost like some switch went off saying, okay, now we have to go ahead and win this thing.
Yeah.
And you guys just went to another level that, you know, for whatever reason, they just couldn't get to. And, you know, that's coaches get frustrated because sometimes it takes you longer to get to that level than what they would like.
It took way too long to turn that switch on.
What was halftime like? I can't imagine it was sunshine and roses.
Oh, it definitely wasn't. We've had some rough half times, not going to lie. But
absolutely.
Like a big part of that halftime was just trying to, like,
wake you up,
keep
right?
putting it in, like, keep saying that we need to, like, get it going.
Injured player. Is that Kitzler? No, that's injured player on the floor. We'll see who that is.
At the line for the Dashers, number 5, Riley Conklin.
That's Reagan McIntyre. Boy, don't want to lose her. That's for darn sure.
Athletic training services for tonight's game are being provided by Health Sports Medicine, keeping you in the game.
The trainer's been busy today.
I was gonna say, Coach Coleman's probably gonna be like, let's just get 5 people from the stands and get in and fill the rest of this game. She's probably worried about keeping any more players out there. I mean, any more injuries. She can't afford any more injuries on this team.
Johnson and Drop checking back in for the Pirates.
So we talked about this coming in, Dakota, about the depth of DSHA.
Yeah.
Would that be a factor? But you got to say, I mean, the Bayport kids have stepped in where they needed to. So Nagel obviously is out. Kitzler went out. McIntyre went out. But they've had kids step up and play.
Yeah, definitely have.
And, in your younger years, I'm sure you went through this. I mean, hey, just because you're not on the floor to start the game doesn't mean you're not going to be out there to finish the game. And you got to be ready when your number's called.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
Kyla Hendricks comes back in for Bayport. She's going to be a really good one. Her court IQ is really, really strong. Mom played at Green Bay, assistant coach on this Bayport team. It's a 19-point lead for Bayport, 52-33. We're now at the 10-minute mark in the second half. There she is, Kyla Hendricks for 2. And that's just what we were saying. You're not necessarily going out looking for shots, but if you've got an open look, you're going to take it.
Mm-hmm.
Shot no good. Rebound, Pirates.
It looks like the Pirates are starting to slow the game down just a tiny little bit.
Yep. Look at Drock calling for the ball down there. When I bought my 50-50 tickets, I said, how much for $10? And they said, well, like 12 tickets or whatever. And I said, well, it ought to be Maddie Drock's wingspan. That should be how many tickets I get.
Yep.
Because that would be like 87 tickets.
For volleyball, we do that too.
Do ya?
Yeah, there I was like, I'll take your arm span. And I'm like, okay.
9:16 to go, 54-33. Three-pointer, no good. 21-point lead matches the biggest of the night for the Pirates. And there's, boy, it is physical on the floor. And another crash, and this time it's Maddie Drock. Boy, who supplies the ice tonight, Dakota?
I don't know if we'll have enough wherever it's coming from.
Exactly. 21-point lead, 9:05 left, 54-33. Stay tuned to the next break. We're going to have an important message about W7 Girls Basketball Day coming up, so stick around for that. Shot no good. Boy, good save by
That was
Hushett.
a good save.
Emily Kapler for 2. That is the first field goal of the second half for DSHA with 8:40 to go. You don't win many games like that.
No, you don't.
Almost 10 minutes for a field goal. 54-35 now, 19-point lead for the Pirates. Krieger, boom! Emma Krieger again. Time after time, Emma Krieger has come up huge today. And look who the first one is back on defense. Krieger. I hate to give away the player of the game, but I think it's pretty obvious.
Yeah, she's She's kind of carrying the team
She
right now.
really has played so well tonight. 57-35, 22-point lead. Free throw, no good.
These free throws are important too.
Dakota, what's it like coming into play at like, a 1 o'clock weird start time, or like, on a day, like on a Saturday or something where you normally don't play? Is it strange to try to adjust to that?
Yes. But I say that as a person who didn't have a JV team last year, so when we would come in and be like 6 o'clock and there's no JV game going on, like last year, that was really weird, but we kind of got used to it, I guess. Playing at 1's completely different than that, I guess. But we used to, our times would change too because of not having a JV team, but it definitely is weird playing early games. We played at 11 o'clock.
And Jayden O'Brien,
ooh.
I think they rolled
That
up on
one
her
hurt.
ankle.
Yep.
Wow, can we just stop the game? I mean, I think we're all good with what's going to happen here. I don't want any more kids getting hurt.
Checking in for the Dashes, number 10, Alia Garcia.
Jaden's a tough kid. I'll tell you what, she is one tough cookie. And she's one of those kids, and she's like you. I mean, you almost got to drag her off the floor because she wants to be in there, no matter what.
Type of kid that doesn't ask for a break no matter how much she needs it.
Never. In fact, she's one of those kids that almost looks at it as a weakness to do that. It's not, of course, but that's just the competitor that she is. 57-36. So the trainer talking to Jayden right now.
She's just itching to get right back in.
Yeah, you can definitely see that. She wants back in there right away. Capper. Bounce pass, Hush it. They're so quick, Dakota. They're so much quicker than I thought they were, Bayport is. Just defensively on anticipating and being able to be disruptive on defense. Foul on Drock. Boy, if you're DSHA, you're just looking for anything positive right now. Anything to cheer for, anything to try to establish some momentum. The bench is really good. They're really active, and they always are. They're always very into the game.
Yeah, the energy in the gym's a little dead, partially because it is a weird day, and a weird time. But they definitely bring their own energy.
O'Brien's going to try to walk it off down on the other end of the gym here. We'll see. 57-37. Bella Hushit at the line. First one in and good. So when you guys travel, travel overnight, I mean, what's that? Do you guys have like a curfew? Like, hey, we got to be in rooms by a certain time, or is it kind of like?
Sometimes we set them, and it's like be reasonable with yourself kind of thing.
Right.
Especially because we played at 6 and then we played at 11 again, so it was like 14 hours of rest or something like that. So there wasn't a lot of time, so we wanted to make sure we got some sleep and good food in us. But they do, but not always as much as they should.
You don't get any trouble, do you? I mean, you're not out till like 2 in the morning out goofing around or anything, right?
No. I mean, I was asleep by 11.
See, there's always that problem with boys. Girls usually is not that problem.
No.
There just isn't. I won't say why I think why, but there just isn't. I would just say girls tend to be more mature in their mid to late teens than boys
definitely are.
There's a whole load of reasons for that we won't cover here, but I would just say they tend to be much more responsible.
Coach Garceau made a comment about that. He's like, I wonder what it's like to coach boys. And I'm like,
I
don't think you want to know.
Oh my gosh. People ask me why don't we do boys. I said because I don't like temper tantrums and drama. I'd rather do teenage girls. And they always laugh when they hear that, but it's so true. We get little to no drama from the girls ever.
Yeah.
I mean, polite, respectful, always respectful.
Yep. We always try and do that. Like, we bring up representing your brand. Anywhere you go, you have a Michigan shirt on. Like,
definitely.
You better be on your best behavior.
Love that.
We try and protect it as much as we can.
Absolutely. Free throw in and good for Bella Hushit. 57-39, 18-point lead for Bayport. Reminder, our next broadcast will be Friday night from Waukesha North as McWanago comes in to take on the North Stars. 7 o'clock tip, 6:45 pregame, Friday night on W7. And then Saturday, we'll have a good one Saturday. Pewaukee Marshall from Pewaukee Saturday afternoon. We've seen Marshall a lot this year, too. 57-39. I love the smaller schools. I really love going to those games. It's so fun. It's a whole community type event.
Yep,
you guys
definitely
you guys
is.
really are really the role model for it. I mean, all the students with their phones and the lights and all that stuff. I mean, it's a really neat thing. Coach Garceau's son does the game day music. He does a great job too.
Yeah, we love him.
So it's a fun environment to be in.
It's a great atmosphere. And it's
Lifetime
like-
memories, right?
Definitely. You can go hug like every single grandma that's on the basketball team, and they're
Yes.
always cheering for you.
Foul on Hush It. I don't know if you saw the DSHA parents and grandparents, they're wearing fake like tuxedo fronts today. So
They're
bow
like
ties
penguins.
and they're like penguins. So bow ties and the white, shirt fronts. It's pretty funny. I asked Coach Hendricks, I'm like, hey, I travel with you guys. Why don't I get one of those? Pass down to Kitzlar. She's got it. Catherine Kitzlar makes it 59-39. It's a 20-point lead.
Another one.
Coach Satiro told me, he said, you must be like a kid at a candy shop. You haven't had anybody walk in front of a camera the whole game, which is very true. Usually we get people walk right in front of us here, and they always do what I call the duck walk because they think there's a camera right here where I'm at, which there is, but it's just pointing this way.
Yeah.
Our camera's up at the bleachers. So it would be nice for me to say, don't worry about it, but what I would normally do is say, get down. So I'd make them try to get down as low as they can as they walk by. First free throw in and good, 59-40. Second one is also good. 59-41 with 6:10 remaining. Reminder, stick around for the Zone Athletics Find Your Zone Player of the Game coming up. That shot in and good. Kitzlar again. 61-41, 20 points. And Dakota, you nailed it exactly right. Those first 2 to 3 minutes were enormous in this game.
Definitely.
Of the second half, coming out of the break. It was 34-30. And you said, hey, you really got to look at the first 2 to 3 minutes because it gives you an advantage and you can control the pace. And
Bayport
that's exactly what
has
happened.
definitely controlled the majority of the second half.
Yes. And we've talked about their defense, but they've allowed a total of 11 points in the second half to a team that averages 70 points a game. I mean, that's really saying something. 5:38 remaining, 61-41. Pirates by 20. Here's Garcia. Is there ever a point, Dakota, where you think that you're not in a game that you couldn't come back and win no matter what the difference is?
I don't think I've ever played in one like that. Granted, like you said, we don't lose a whole lot.
Right.
Which I don't want to jinx anything. Knock on wood, but
Coach Garceau, cover your ears. I know you're listening. I know he's listening.
He's in West Bend right now. But there's always hope. Like you have they could definitely come back, but they have to start taking control of the game.
Yeah. See, it's not even your team, and you still believe that they could come back down 19 points.
Just because of playing against them, I know how they play. They're quick. They're aggressive. They don't give up.
We're gonna get this kid on staff for us. I'm telling you, she is killing it today at Bayport. 61-42 shot, no good. Here comes O'Brien. Look how fast she gets down the floor. Jaden all the way for two. Jaden O'Brien.
Her length helps her.
Oh my goodness. Jaden ran over Reagan McIntyre.
Fouls on O'Brien for the Dashers, 5th personal.
Ooh.
You know, and that's
changer.
5 for Jaden,
Yes.
so she's out. She fouls out. And Coach Soteros brought up a great point. DSHA has got to figure out a way to compete against teams that can break their press. They do great
Yes.
if teams cannot break their press, but Germantown was able to figure it out. Bayport has figured it out, and they're totally feeding off it.
Mm-hmm.
And so I don't know if it means adjust what you're doing or what it means, but that press has not been effective against Bayport, especially in the second half.
Yeah, it's like the transition between their press and then getting back in half-court defense.
62-44 with 4:59 to go. 18-point lead. Well, I mean, to your point, Dakota, get a 3 here. I mean, then you're within 15. I mean, not out of the realm yet. There's still under 5 minutes to go, so, I mean, it's not over by any means. So if you're thinking about turning off and going to do something else, don't, because you never know what can happen in the last 5 minutes. Garcia on the spin move.
Ooh,
Aaliyah
that's
Garcia. And here comes that pressure defense now. McIntyre into the front court. Once again, they beat it again. Kitzlar, no good on the shot, but we're going to foul. Boy, that was a nice move by Garcia down here. Reagan McIntyre on the foul. That's 3. So 9 team fouls on 10 now on Bayport, 8 on DSHA. Jaden O'Brien has fouled out of this one. 4:24 to go. It's 62-46.
Every foul goes into bonus now. All these free throws definitely matter both ways.
And these are huge for DSHA because you can get points without the clock running. I mean, you gotta convert on these. First one for Garcia is no good.
DSHA's quickness on these helps too. They get around the box outs and they can get their own rebounds and put them back up.
Garcia 10 for 14 from the line this year. Before that one. Second one is good. 62-47. Timeout, DSHA. We're going to take it with them. You're watching W7. We'll be right back. .47. That was our buddy Lily Rangard from Kettle Moraine. In a good Kyla Hendricks for 2. It's 64-47. Back the other way. In for 2. Jackie Jarris. 64-49. It's a 15-point lead. You can see the energy level's really gone up here for DSHA. Boy, nice crossover dribble. And going to the line will be Jarecki. 5'11" junior. Alexa just 8 for 21 from the line this year. This is, and Dakota, you know this. I mean, this is where the coaches say the free throws are everything. And this is why you shoot 300 free throws a day. This is the reason for this moment right here. Because you got to have these.
Definitely is.
First one is in and good. 64-50, 14-point game. It was as many as 22, so they've cut it down significantly. Long ways to go yet. 3:55 left. Second one in and out. Rebound McIntyre. Being guarded by Capper into the front court. And you can see Bayport is not looking to take the air out of the ball and just stall here. I mean, they're still playing full steam looking for points, and I think that's a smart thing to do. 64-50. Down in the corner, McIntyre. Now Abel. Timeout, Bayport. Well, while I have your attention for a minute, let me just mention one quick thing. January 19th, which is, believe it or not, just 2 weeks from this coming Sunday, is the second annual W7 Girls Basketball Day at the University of Wisconsin-Madison. So last year we had about 500 players that came to cheer on the Badgers. And we all sat together as a group and really just had a great time. It's a day to it's a Sunday afternoon, so nobody's playing basketball. Nobody's got practice or games. So it's a day to get away from the competition, be with your teammates, be with players from around the state. The great thing about Wisconsin girls basketball, Dakota, and you know this, is you got kids that play together on high school teams, that they play together on club teams, and so your best friends may actually be one of your rivals on another team. So chance to put all that stuff aside, come together, support our Badgers as they take on the Iowa Hawkeyes in a Big Ten women's matchup. 2 o'clock tip, $10 gets you a ticket and a brand spanking new W7 for the girls t-shirts. I mean, that's a pretty good deal, right?
All right, Coach Garceau, if you're listening, let's go.
Love it. Love it. And this is open to youth, club, and high school. It's all about girls basketball in our state, January 19th or January 19th. So go to productionsw7.com/GBB Day. That's Girls Basketball Day. And you can order tickets there, and we'll get you hooked up. Coaches, there's a chance to a form to do bulk tickets so that we can take all your orders at once. So check it out. We'd love to have you join us January 19th for W7 Girls Basketball Day. 64-50 with 3:12 remaining. And now 66-50. Maddie Drock on the basket. Here's Hush It. And there's a turnover. Starting to get difficult now. 2:52 to go, 66-50. Back to top of the key to McIntyre and Emma Krieger. Stick around for the Zone Athletics Find Your Zone Player of the Game following this one. Unless something crazy happens, we've kind of already told you who it was.
Very well deserved, too.
The thing with DSHA, too, is, they're a very senior-laden team. You got a lot of seniors on this team. So they got a lot of youth, too, and they're going to always be very good. But, it's the window here is important for this year for this team if they want to make a run deep in the postseason. They got to figure out this, what happens when somebody can beat our press.
Yep.
Capper,
Definitely.
because, and you know this, the deeper you get into postseason, the better the competition is, and these teams will not be rattled by something like that. And so you got to have an answer. 2:26 remaining, 66-50. Capper on the inbound, top of the key, Aaliyah Garcia. She'll take the three. No good. Rebound, Maddie Drock. Pass ahead to Emma Krieger. 2:13 left. 66-50 in favor of the home team and the defending state champion Bayport Pirates. And there's a foul. And believe it or not, Emma Krieger is just a sophomore. So, number 12 for Bayport. So, she's going to be around a while.
Yeah, I come from a team where it's pretty much junior-led.
Yeah.
Very promising freshmen and sophomores.
Well, and Coach Garceau and Coach Connor and everybody else, they've done, and Mr. Willem as well, they've all done such a great job in building and establishing a program, and you can see there's a huge focus in your community on girls basketball. We saw that little dribblers thing at halftime. You're talking first and second graders out on the floor doing dribbling drills and fundamental type stuff, which is really neat to see.
That was our whole goal for the past, or Coach Garceau's goal too, for the past 5-6 years now, to make this a program starting from second grade up.
Now, Dakota, you and I have to have an agreement here, and that is after you go to school and finish your coursework and get your degree, and you go into the working world, and when an opportunity comes for you to be a head coach of a girls basketball team, which I strongly believe you could definitely do that, you have to contact me right away and let me know so we can come do a game with you.
Sounds good to me.
Because you would be a fantastic coach. I can see that already just from talking to you today.
I do have Connor Dubois. He coaches our 2025s in Michigan, and Callie Krieger, Abby Garceau, and I help him out sometimes.
I can totally see that. So when that happens, the day it happens, I expect a message or a phone call or something saying, hey, Gary, I got this job. We come out and do a game. And I don't care where it is. I'll get there.
I'll definitely do that. I'll make it somewhere warm, too,
But
maybe.
that would be fantastic. 68-51, Kyla Hendricks back in. Dakota Kreeser, our special guest analyst today, done a great job from Michigan. And, boy, Dakota, wish you guys all the best the rest of the season and you as well as you move on to the next part of your life. Do me a favor. Keep in touch with me. Let me know how you're doing.
I for
Anything
sure
we can
will.
ever
Thank
do,
you.
don't ever hesitate. We're all about you guys, not just in high school but afterwards as well. And there's an injured dasher on the floor, and that is 13, Lauren DeStefanis. And this is what you always worry about at the end of games is stuff like this. DeStefanis is a multi-sport athlete, volleyball player, and basketball as well. Love kids that do that. She is a 5'7" junior. And you see Coach Hendricks out there with her and with the trainer.
So one issue with physical teams, quick teams, this injury is definitely prone to happen.
Yeah. Well, tough afternoon for the Dashers, to say the least. Well, glad to see she's up, and we'll see. It's a 16-point lead with 1:41 left to go. To me, unless maybe I'm out of line here, but I'm pulling my starters out of there. There is no need.
Yeah.
So if you look at Bayport and what happened with Emma Nagel, that's how she got hurt. Late in the game, they were up by a good amount. I don't know how much time was left, but I would bet you if Coach Coleman could go back and do it over, she'd probably have her out of there earlier. There's just there's no need to risk. And again, this would be for both teams because it's been such a physical game, and you hate to see anybody get hurt in the last minute and a half of a game.
It's still so early in the season. You don't want anything bad to happen.
Absolutely.
Especially with two very promising teams here.
Yes. And as you know, this is when you really start to press and try to do things that maybe you can't do or shouldn't do, and that's how injuries happen. Garcia puts it in for two, 68-54. But hey, what do I know? This is some chucklehead talking on a headset here. Jump ball. And if you look, you don't see, so you look on the Bayport side, Drock is not in there. Mackenzie Johnson is not in there. So they've already done that. Krieger's still in. Abel is still in, but they've pulled some of their starters already, and I'd hate to see anybody else get hurt. Garcia for three, rolls in, timeout. Dashers 68-57. They're taking down the velvet rope, Dakota. That means anybody now has access to us, which always I don't like. I like having the separation from the masses.
Yeah, it feels. Yeah, it's a little different now.
And it's great. So in softball, we bring this canopy with us to do for softball games to put it up to discourage people from just walking over and just start talking to me in the middle of a game, because believe it or not, it happens all the time. And so we put that canopy up, like, okay, don't come in here when we're doing the game. I love talking to our fans, especially after games. Not as much before, it's because we're setting up and everything, but after games, I got no problem. People want to come over and say hello or find out what we're doing. But it happens all the time. During the middle of games, I'm like, I'm doing this game right now. Otherwise, I would definitely, talk to you. But sometimes people just don't get it. Well, look inside the Bayport huddle again. Coach Coleman. Big thanks to her. Big thanks to Coach Dennis Gladwell, also our good friend, assistant coach at Bayport. Coach Gladwell did a great job of helping us make sure that everything was set up and ready for us to go. Made it really easy for us to come here and do a game at Bayport, and I already cannot wait to come back. 68-57, and they're playing a ton of retro 80s music, which, you can never go wrong with that.
I like it.
57 seconds to go, 68-57, 11-point lead. McIntyre to inbound it. Looking for Abel, and it'll go to Johnson, Mackenzie Johnson. Ball on the floor, picked up by the Dashers to Garcia. Faked on the three. Boy, Johnson is so quick, Mackenzie. Out of bounds, gonna stay DSHA. Did you see how quick she got over? Knocked the ball back, inbound, tried to get it, throw it off another player. That's just such good quickness. 39.3 seconds to go, 68-57. Garcia will take the three, and no good. Rebound, Emma Krieger. And we're gonna have a foul. Oh. I don't know if you need to be that physical, but well, I think you got a future in broadcasting too if you wanted, Dakota. So, you know, our fans are, I mean, the comments are pouring in, so it's all really good stuff. Did a great job today.
Thanks. I can stick to this before I coach my own team.
Well, it's always easier on this side of the table than it is, you know, where those coaches are. It's easy for us to sit here and say you should do this and you should do that. They're the ones that have to actually do it. First one in and good for Abel. Second one also good. 70-57, 28 seconds and counting. 13-point lead now for the Pirates, driving in all the way, and in for two is 14. That's Jackie Jarris. Inbound, and another foul. Kyla Hendricks will go to the line this time. 14.6 seconds to go. Stick around for the Zone Athletics Find Your Zone New Year's Eve Player of the Game coming up next. We'll get out of here then and let you get on with your New Year's plans. Happy New Year to everybody, all of our supporters, and all of those who've been so just amazing at supporting what we're doing. Thank you for a fantastic 2019. We already can't wait for 2020. I really think it's going to be our best year ever.
Me too.
Right? 71-59, 12-point lead. We got some great things for softball coming up to talk about soon. We've got great things in girls basketball. It's going to be just a great year. Looking forward to it. We get a new homeschool team maybe in 2020-21. We'll see. 10 seconds and counting. Three-point shot is no good. Rebound, Dashers. Back out top again. Pump fake. Now three. Jarris, no good. 1 second, and that's your ball game. Three-pointer at the buzzer is no good. Final score is Bayport 72, DSHA 59. We're going to take a break and come back with our Zone Athletics Find Your Zone Player of the Game. Dakota, will you stick around for a little bit?
Sure.
All right, stick around. We'll be right back. You're watching W7.
We have a hat for you.
W7, we are back and killing it with these hats. I tell you what. Even our player of the game is getting into the act today. It is Emma Krieger from Bayport. Emma, great game tonight.
Thank you.
Well, you know, you guys did such a great job, and there's a couple things I want to talk to you about. So first of all is, no Emma Nagel tonight, obviously. And, you know, the thing that really just impresses me about you guys, let me make sure I can hear you. So give me a hello.
Hello.
No, I can't hear you. Why is that? Let's see. Hang on. Let me make one quick change. Now try it.
Hello.
There you are. We knew you were there somewhere. All right. So one thing that strikes me about this team is, you know, Emma goes out and other kids have to come in and step up and play roles. And, you know, you're just a sophomore, so, you know, you're one of the younger kids on this team. And I would say, you know, not one of the prolific scorers, but you today said, hey, you know, I've got to come in and go on offense and score points. Did Coach Coleman talk to you about that, or is that just something that you did? I mean, how did that come to be? Because offensively, you were fantastic today.
I just think we all know that we have to fill her shoes. She's out, but we all came together and we all play our game.
And you know, you played against a team that number one averages about 70 points a game. And by the way, you held them to 59 total, including 29 in the second half. And I would even say 18 of those 29 were in the last 7-8 minutes, Dakota.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, so you really shut them down defensively, which again, they're a very high-powered offense. I mean, are you guys playing your best ball right now?
I think we're getting there. We still have a lot of things to work on. Defense for this game was one of our big things, so we just filled what our coaches told us to do.
Dakota, question for Emma?
I do. I have one question. So, Michigan, that's where I go to school. We're pretty okay. We're a pretty good team.
They're pretty good. She's being modest.
So, when you guys have this state championship banner on the wall there, what's the pressure like being the number one basketball team in the state?
We know we have a target on our back, and we know like, every team's coming for us. So every day, every practice, we just have to get after it. And we just, in our game, the score is 0-0 at the beginning, and they don't matter if we won a state championship. It goes away.
I mean, you guys never get a day off. I mean, really. I mean, everybody wants to play their very best game against you. I mean, so you guys have to be ready for everybody's best every day. Is that tough to do, or do you like that?
We like it. We want everyone's best game, and we want to see what we can do against them.
Talk to me about Coach Coleman. There's no secret I'm a huge Katie Coleman fan. But one thing that I thought was just amazing that she did, and I'd love your take on this, at halftime it's 34-30. I mean, it is, you know, it's anybody's game. You guys came out in the first few minutes of the second half and just completely took the game over. What happened at halftime? What did Coach talk to you guys about as far as adjustments to put you in a better chance to succeed in the second half?
I think we all just came together at halftime, and we saw our energy was dipping a little bit, so we knew we had to bring it back up. And when we scored a lot in the first few minutes, that just brought our energy back up.
What's Coach Coleman and the staff done for you and for the team? What do they bring to you guys?
They bring energy every practice. They have a practice plan every single day, and they work their butts off to coach us.
Well, you have an elite coach for sure, elite coaching staff. You guys are elite athletes, elite players. I know there's no hot pockets for a while, but I will tell you guys, don't anybody sleep on this team. I'm telling you, they are as good, if not better, than last year, I think. I think you guys are playing just phenomenal basketball. I've seen you twice in the last 4 days now. So Emma Krieger is our player of the game, sophomore for Bayport. Bayport wins at 72-59. Emma, last question. You ready to go?
Yeah.
All right. So, Emma, everything W7 does, we do for who?
The girls.
You got it. You have been watching W7 Live. This is our last broadcast of 2019 for Dakota Krieser from Mishicot, for Emma Krieger from Bayport, Gary Whipperman, W7. Big thanks to Coach Connor as well for all of his help from Mishicot, and all of you guys for a great year. Have a safe and happy new year. You guys can behave yourselves tonight, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Glad to hear it. We will see you Friday night from McWanago as North takes on McWanago January 3rd, this Friday, 7 o'clock tip on W7. Happy New Year. We'll see you in